Okay, so I am filming. We're in a new environment. So I'm gonna show you now how to do an acclimation square. And because we're in a new environment and on the way here there's a lot of movement, a certain someone is very excited. And this means that the decent leash manners he has, the focus he has, is gonna go back almost to zero because we haven't done much acclimation except we stuck to the same place. And the reason place, there he is so I could get progress on how he behaves around dogs and people. So now we're gonna try a new place, and he's excited. So I might have to stop filming for a little bit. So we're down at my Stop and Shop. Here is an empty parking lot because this is a dying mall. I live in a very poor area of actually, the area I live in is not poor, but the town over, Torrington, is. I'm loaded. I have his hot dogs. And I'm just gonna try to bolt out of the car. No. Easy does it. Easy does it. I wanna make sure I have the leash first. I love him to pieces, don't trust him. Okay. Good boy. And then we wanna walk the car. So when I do acclimation training, hey. I shake it off. I try to pick an area where things are going on around. Not too much in his face. So if I were to walk him down there to town, he would get even more excitable. So now I have to set up my square. So my car makes a corner of the acclimation area. I'm gonna follow the outer line here of the parking spaces. So this will be my far end, where he is right there. And I can do as far down to that curbside there. Could do the potential the whole way up there. We'll see how he responds. But I'm gonna start at this being my other end here, like this line. If he does well, I'll expand it to including this section too here, up to the curbside. It has to do with how he does. So this is how you can adjust the area. So let's say he has a day where he can't focus at all. Then, oh, someone is barking. If there's an area where, then you do a much smaller area. And because he's so far away, he can hear the dog, but he's not going to react to it. So I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to prompt him to check in. I'm going to follow him. He gets to sniff this area out that I have decided on ahead of time. If he's dragging me, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to let him explore. If he tries to step outside of one of the boundaries that I have set up, I stop until he gets back inside. If he checks in, I'm going to offer a YES and a treat. So like here I freeze because he's at the edge of the area I decided on. He's going to try to drag me. And I could probably prompt him, but I don't want to prompt him. I'll follow him. This is part of him getting to learn that the environment becomes very boring and most of this fun comes from the handler. Good boy. He gave me a glance and I wasn't fast enough. Oh, he's trying to drag again. And you can see how worked up he is. And this is all because he got himself excited in the car. Yes, good boy on the drive here. That's not bad. It was 4 minutes. Well, 2. Yes, good job. And then I throw a piece. And then he gets to continue to explore. Are you ready to work? No, he's not ready to work. I have no clue what that is. So that's bark. You can chew on the bark. I'm fine with that. Now here's the end of my acclimation area. So I'm going to stop here. We're not moving forward anymore. I will only start moving forward if he swings into my environment again. Sorry, buddy. I forgot to walk there. Someone was waving behind me and it distracted me. Fussy. You're tangled. Come here. Okay. Good boy. Yes. Oh, good choice. So because nothing is really going on here, he's getting a chance of taking in the busier environment. Yes. Without having it in his face. And because that, he can check in faster. And this is how we create fluency of everything we've been trying to create. Like he's looking at people moving, he's hearing the carts. And this environmental training we do with service dog puppies when they're babies. So we acclimate them safely to sound so they don't get scared by them later. And again, this is not up to me to prompt him right now. Not at all. Because I want him to be comfortable. And you can see he's a little tense because he hears the dog barking down there. But this is socialization. Genuine socialization. He is safe. We're far away from yes, good boy. From too much bustle. Good job. But an environment where he can explore and check things out. We have a woman who's running down there, for example. Yes. And mind you, he didn't even check out the whole square. And I had a feeling the reason I did the square normally bigger than I would have. So next see he's on the edge there. No, he turned back in. And again, I follow him. He gets to steer now, but very gently. If he drags me, that is not kosher. Yes. Good boy. I was trying to get the leash over his head. Good boy. Yes. Good choice. The people were talking to him. He got excited. Again, I'm not going to prompt him. If he wants to work, he'll work. I haven't used a clicker here before, so he's going to be a little confused by that, and that's okay. This is him learning how to handle all the different environments and fluencies. Sit. Oh, good job. Good job. Down. If he's nervous, he will not lay down, or if he's coughing. That was something that looks like a little animal. But it's grass. Come here. So that's the kind of stuff, and that was just the wind. And that alone, and he was yanking on my right arm, and it was pretty painful because I was holding him like this. But could have been worse. And you see he's recovering. He's looking for it, but he's not going crazy. That's a bird over there. 2 birds even. Gotta let them look at him. This is very boring training. It's often what you saw there is usually one of the worst things that happens when you do this type of trainings. But that's what the goal is. So he learns to work with you on the leash, how hard he's allowed to pull, how to see dogs and people on a distance. If she comes in and talks to me, I'm going to tell him to move away. Heads up. Yeah, this happens often when I'm down here working dogs. Good boy. I reward him for disengaging. So he's hearing people screaming. He's a little bit uncomfortable with that. He's curious to what that means. No, you're a good boy. Good boy. Sit. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. Obi. Down. And as you know, on the trail, he lay down. Ready? Down. Here he's a little more nervous, so there's hesitation behind it, and that's okay. Good boy. Okay, come here. I don't make a big deal out of it. I just don't. I gently ask second time, and if he didn't do it then, I would still give him a treat. I wouldn't click or say yes, but I would still give him a treat. Because if he's nervous, withholding a treat's just going to make him more nervous. Nagging or sounding upset's going to make him more nervous. A lot of young dogs are anxious in these type of environments. Specifically since we know he hasn't done this since puppyhood. Come on, let's go. Good job. You're tangled. Oop, double tangled. Pussy. Yes. Good job. Where you dropping? Good job. And what I'm clicking for is his position. He can be a little bit ahead of me, but if you notice, the leash wasn't taut. Come. Good job. The leash is loose. The leash is loose. Let's go. Good job. Good puppy. And the thing is, and again, he's allowed to walk ahead of me. He's allowed to check things out. I just don't want him to drag me. I want this to be that he's mindful of that I am in the other end. Yeah, I know. I owe you a cookie. Here. Oh, he's pulling a little bit. So what he's learning now, he's learning at looking at sounds. He's learning to looking at movements and dismiss them for the higher value that's in my hand. Good job. I know you popped up on that one, you little nose. Want a booty scrub? And he also thrives on this when you're training. And the twigs, as I've shown you. So by using toys and social snuggles, it's something that he enjoys as well. Oh, oh. You're too heavy. Oh my God, can you guys scream a little more, kid down there? I know, the screamy people. It's a very loud town I live in. Lots of alcoholics. Well, I don't live in this one, but it's so close that I keep calling it the same town. A lot of alcoholics, a lot of drug addicts, which is another reason I'm hiding down here so I can see them well in advance when they're approaching. He's wagging his tail into the dude walking over there. So I'm going to click for him because he's standing nicely and calmly. He's not pulling. So you see this dude is approaching us. So I'm going to make some space so he doesn't get too excited. Come. Good boy. Gonna do the same exercise I did before. Sit. 1 foot on the lead. Good boy. Good job. Okay, free. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Leave it. Good job. Good boy. I'm rewarding him for looking calmly at that loud truck. Let's go. So this is what I do, and I can spend anywhere from 30 to 40 to an hour sometimes. Because sometimes it takes him, instead of 5 minutes to warm up. Good boy, let's go. It can take him 30 minutes if the environment is too excitable. Who's your good boy? Sit. Good boy. Let's go. Yes, good job. Here, have that. Last piece. So yeah, so that's how to do a new square. And because it's doing good, I could probably expand this very easily. But I'm not going to do it because he seems a little tired. I think he wants to go home and have a nap. We did do a walk earlier. Come here. Good boy.